Arthur, how excited about you about seeing those guys?
And this is exactly that, because what you do, you take notice of the division. So when now you've got like the top in the division amongst the ones that are amongst the top in the division on one show, makes it easier. Then you can kind of like look at the landscape, see what's next.
That's it. Dwayne, I wanted to ask you, what was it about Zach Parker that made you guys think we're picking him, he's the guy for our next fight?
Well, watching him, or known him since the amateurs, we know what he brings in the sense of the effort he puts in and how hard he's trained, and he's a very good fighter. I think he's only lost to John Ryder, and we know where John Ryder ended up in his career. So again, with him coming up to the heavyweight division, to be fair, I was quite surprised when he turned pro and he was in the super middle. So now that I think he's in the correct weight group, we're going to see a very, very good Zach Parker.
It's going to be explosive. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I also wanted to touch on, Joshua's last fight with Smith. It was explosive, it was a tough fight, and it was such a great fight for the fans. Do you think, even though it was his first loss, do you think he walked away from that with a lot more fans and also improving his reputation?
Yeah, I think for the fans, as you say, it was a very good fight. Where both fighters were hurt, going back and forth. No one was given an inch. I think, as you say, for Josh's stocks have risen, but for us as a team, we just want to get back in there and show what Josh can do.
That's it. Where do you think this win against Parker puts Josh in that scene?
Well, that's exactly the thing. With both fighters, it's Parker wants to get on with his career and get to that next level, and Josh wants to show where he belongs. Like, that was just a blip in the journey. So it's a very important fight, and then we're going to have to dispatch of Parker to get back to where we were in it originally.
We're going to bring Josh on now. He's ready to come on and see us. Here we go. Hey, Josh. Here you go.
Thank you.
Josh, I'm so happy to have you here, and I'm just going to ask you what I asked Dwayne. How excited are you to be making your Queensberry debut?
Do you know, I've been asked this a lot of times, and I'm saying that I'm not excited. At this time, I'm not. But closer to the fight, I'll be more excited. Right now, it's I think 10 weeks out, so I'm glad people are here to announce it, but I'm not that excited. Closer to the fight, I'll be excited. I'm thinking of the work ahead I have to do.
That's it. This is going to be a huge show for the light heavyweight division. The light heavyweight division right now globally is obviously one of the best divisions in the world.
Yeah.
How exciting is it to be part of this show with all of those other light heavyweights? Are you going to be keeping your eyes on those guys as well on the undercard?
I'm certainly not going to be keeping my eyes on. I've got Parker to deal with, and that's where my focus is going to be. But definitely, I think after that, yes, I'll go back home and watch it and see what's going on. But mainly, it's a show that I'm fighting on as well. Like you said, there's a lot of great talents on this card as well. I don't want to underplay that by any means, but my focus is dealing with Parker.
And like you said, you've got to deal with Parker next. Going into your training camp, is there anything specifically you're going to be focusing for Zach?
No, it's just an all-rounder, making sure that a better version of me shows up. That's what we work on every camp. Things that I'm not good at, we improve that. And we constantly improve that, knowing that that's going to be good enough to beat who's in front of me.
I just want to touch a little bit on your last fight. I know it was your first loss and nobody wants that, but can I just say, that fight, easily one of the best fights of the year.
Thank you.
What did you take away from that fight?
There's things that I knew about myself, but it was more about, I guess, people got a chance to see it for themselves. But I've said it many times, boxing is not really the sport to prove that you're tough or to show how tough you are. At times it's required, and I guess maybe that was a time was required, because if not, I would have been somewhere on the floor. Do you know what I mean? But it was a tough fight, but again, I stayed in there.
That's it. Where does this fight, after, let's say you win this fight, where does a win with Parker put you in this light heavyweight division?
I would say a win should get me back in the mix with all the big boys. I've always made it clear that, look, these are the fights that I want to be in. I've been asked many times, why didn't you take the Smith rematch? I said, well, it wasn't offered. If that was the next fight offered, we would have taken it. So it's to make sure, most importantly, I win so that I can be back into these discussions.
Before I have to let you go, I really wanted to touch on, what are your thoughts on the David Benavidez and Anthony Yard fight?
Be a good fight. Thank God it's after my fight, so hopefully I can be there to watch it.
That's it. Are you going to give us any predictions for that matchup?
The only prediction I know is for November the 1st, yeah. But it's a fight that I'll be looking forward to. But my one will be out of the way, so hopefully I can be there to watch it.
Are you going to give us a prediction for your fight, like you just mentioned?
Yeah, again, it's always to say that I'll win. And someone might say, well, you predicted that for Smith and you didn't win. And they're right, but for this one, I'll get it right.
And just for the real boxing brains out there, for the boxing nerds, I want to know, what are you working on over in America? That's where you're based, that's where your training camp is. What are you doing day in, day out in that gym? I know you're a boxing nerd, you study the sport. Yeah. What have you been working on?
Right now, a friend of mine is preparing for a fight, I think November the 5th, so I've been helping him spar. But we're working on different things that it's been interesting sparring him because he's a lot lighter than I am. So my coach says, Josh, this is a good time to work on things that you're not so good at. You know, work on different things. So I've been doing all kinds of stuff that I usually wouldn't do. And then now, as the fight is getting closer, we're still 10 weeks out or 11 weeks out, a bit more to keep working on things, and then we'll be more specific in what we do. But I think November the 1st will all come together.
Amazing. And on November the 1st, obviously, you're going to be fighting in Manchester's Co-op Arena. It's an amazing arena. How excited are you to be fighting back in the UK in front of your home fans?
You asked me this at the beginning, but I am excited to be fighting back in England, that's for sure. See, that I can say. But in terms of the fight, not yet. But in England, absolutely. A lot of people ask me, Josh, we're coming to fight, we're coming to a fight. I'm like, cool, it's in Manchester, November the 1st, so make sure you tune in.
Amazing. Out of all of that talent that you mentioned on the undercard, let's take a step away from looking at them as possible future opponents. But just in terms of stylistically, who of those guys excites you most as a fan?
As a fan, I like Lyndon's style. I like Rea's style, the guy that he's fighting. I like his style too. The whole undercard. Look, I've already started the name drops and it's not good. But the whole undercard, they're good fighters, man, good talents. And of course, like I said, after my fight, I will go home and watch the whole show. Because most importantly, I'm a fan of boxing. I box, yes, but I'm a fan of boxing.
Of course. Okay, there's one thing I've got to ask you, for everyone out there that's a big boxing fan. Who are you picking? Canelo, Crawford? Dwayne, I'm going to ask you too.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going with Crawford. I know it sounds strange because he's the bigger guy and phenomenal fighter, boxer that Canelo is, but I haven't seen anything that has made me want to bet against Crawford. When any bout that's been going against him, it's like he's calculated. The next round, he makes the total change. It's like he's very good, as you mentioned earlier, about adapting. Very good at adapting, and I think he's smart enough to not let the size be out-muscled by the bigger man. I think I'm going Crawford.
Okay, interesting. I keep changing my mind. Josh, I'm going to let you go up to the top table.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Dwayne, you're going to stay with me.
Hello.
I'm going to keep you. I'm not going to let you go. So, okay, I'm going to ask you from a manager's point of view.
Yep.
Like I asked Josh, those names on the top table, a lot of light heavyweight action. Taking your mind off of Josh and who he might end up fighting in the future, stylistically, who do you like as a fan? Obviously, we've got Daniel Lapin, we've got Troy Jones, we've got Lyndon Arthur, we've got Brad Rea. Who really catches your eye out there?
I like Brad Rea's last fight. Yeah, and again, Lyndon Arthur, I've known Lyndon Arthur for years because of in the amateur game. I just think Lyndon, it's going to sound strange because we see him quite often, but I don't think he's yet shown what he can do. It's like he's holding back a bit because Lyndon is a very talented fighter. So I think that bout in particular is what I'm going to be paying close attention to.
Of course, and also something else I wanted to touch on, and I can't help but touch on it. I know obviously Joshua's got a fight in front of him, and Anthony Yarde has got a fight coming up in front of him, but we are desperate to see that fight, Joshua and Anthony. Let's talk a little bit about that. I know Joshua's got to get past Parker.
Yeah.
But are we a step closer to seeing that fight now that Josh is with Queensberry?
Do you know what? I think now that Josh is with Queensberry, there's literally no excuse unless the fighters, the teams put some obstacles in the way. I think it's been about 3 times that the fight was possible to happen. There was twice it was put under purse bids. I think now, if not now, then we don't want it to end up being a situation of being like a Khan and Brook. We want it now while it's still hot. So let's see what happens.
Amazing. Thank you, Dwayne. We're now going to head over to the top table. They're ready. I'm going to hand it over to Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch press conference for Lights Out a great night of championship boxing to be held on Saturday, November 1st at Co-op Live in Manchester, England. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, in association with Ready to Fight, along with their great sponsors, Riot Season, That Prize Guy, Unibet, 32 Red, and Global Next Trade. A big thanks to those great sponsors. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a reminder that this great event will be broadcasted live worldwide on DAZN, and tickets are now available through Ticketmaster. This outstanding card will be showcasing the light heavyweight division, 3 light heavyweight championship bouts scheduled with fighters joining us here today. So let's now welcome the participants. First, from Manchester, England, Lyndon King Arthur. From Manchester, England, Brad the Sting Rea. From Birmingham, England, Troy Jones. From Kyiv, Ukraine, Daniel Lapin. From Swadlin Coat, Derbyshire, England, Zach Parker. From Croydon, London, England, Joshua Buatsi. We also have with us here today the director of Ready to Fight, Mr. Sergey Lapin, and the CEO of Queensberry, Mr. George Warren. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I hand things over to your host, the very talented Mr. Dev Sani.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Thomas Treiber. Let's hear it for Thomas Treiber, by the way. Always great intros from that man. When he gets them right, Thomas, hey? Great to see you, Thomas, as ever. Welcome to Manchester, ladies and gentlemen. And just as we catch our breaths from another DAZN sizzler in the Saudi desert, with Moses Itama announcing himself as a new force in the heavyweight division, today we turn our attention to the light heavyweight division. November 1st, Queensberry will be back at the Co-op Live in Manchester for a light heavyweight special. 6 fighters, each with a point to prove. The main event sees the return, and indeed the Queensberry debut, of Olympic bronze medalist, former interim world champion Joshua Buatsi, and he takes on a man who has been itching to compete at the top level at 175 pounds in Zach Parker. And then we've got a Manchester derby. We've got City versus United, blue versus red, the Sting against the King. Brad Rea defends his European title against Lyndon Arthur. Can't wait to get stuck into that one. You may notice some familiar faces up here as well. Normally they're sat with Alexander Usyk, the Ready to Fight team. The Lapin brothers are in town, and Daniel Lapin will be having his 13th fight on this show, taking on former English champion Troy Jones. So, 6 leading light heavyweights, 3 fantastic fights, 1 big night of boxing, 1st of November, a date for your diaries. This is Lights Out. And tickets are on sale now, as Thomas Treiber pointed out. Let's kick things off by bringing in CEO of Queensberry, Mr. George Warren. And George, we've seen what a statement Queensberry are making in the heavyweight division. It looks like similar statements are being made at light heavyweight.
Yeah, thanks, Dev. You're absolutely right. We just got the news yesterday. Let's just quickly talk about the heavyweights after that devastating, impressive performance from Moses Itama, who most people are tipping to be the next big star of heavyweight boxing. We now sit with 8 of the recognised by the Ring magazine top 10 heavyweights in the world under the Queensberry banner, which is something that we're incredibly proud of and delighted to be working with all these fantastic fighters at heavyweight. And I would say, you know, probably about 12 months ago, we made a conscious decision again that the other division that we really wanted to focus on was light heavyweights, particularly from a domestic perspective. Also, it's great to be collaborating with Ready to Fight and bringing Daniel on. But from a domestic perspective, light heavyweight division is absolutely stacked with quality fighters and competitive, evenly matched, that have got natural rivalries, big ticket sellers, great narratives, and we can deliver some fantastic fights, certainly over the next, 24 months between some of the guys that we have in the roster. All have got their own ambitions, all want to excel past the level that they're going to be fighting on November the 1st, and all have got an eye on eventually trying to get to world level. Josh has boxed there before, Zach's boxed there before. This is a real good opportunity for both these guys to get their name back in the hat for a world title. And the winner of this, I know we can deliver that for them early next year. We're thrilled to bring Josh on board, and Zach's been with us for a long time. So these are guys that we know, and we're very, very encouraged by the fact that both of them have stepped up and taken this fight. We welcome back Lyndon onto a Queensberry show, knowing Lyndon and, obviously his family and his team for many, many years. He had a great relationship for a number of years. Obviously moved on, worked with other promoters, but he's back and he's taken on another new Queensberry recruit in Brad Rea, the European champion. And that is just a complete blockbuster of a Manchester derby. 175 pounds, City versus United, European title on the line. And they will have their eyes on coming through that and stepping past that European level and getting to world level. And obviously, we know Troy. Troy just recently boxed for us on a terrific card in Nottingham, putting in a great performance, but unfortunately didn't get the result against Ezra. And, what a type of guy he is to come through a fight like that, not get the result, a tough fight, but to take on someone in Daniel, who most people are considering to be, a future world champion. Again, really appreciate the guys at Ready to Fight coming over and helping us to promote this and to bring and for allowing us to work with Daniel. We've had a great experience working with them on the Wembley Stadium show, and I'm sure they're going to again be integral to the success of this event. So look, hands on for us. This is an exciting card. It's full of great talent. If you can't buy tickets, if you can't be there in action, please tune into DAZN wherever you are around the world, because you're going to see an excellent card and something that we're going to keep building with DAZN. Domestic fights, quality 50-50 competition throughout the cards, and that's what we're going to have on November the 1st.
Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much, George. Let's start with the Ready to Fight team. I'm going to start with Serge Lapin. Of course, you must have so many great memories in the UK. Every time you guys come here, you win. Tell us how you're feeling to be back in the UK.
Hello, everybody. George, thank you, and thank you, team. What invite is Manchester this event. I like UK. This best for country for me and my team, and best fans for world. And last we come in Manchester this 7 years ago, fight Usyk Bellew. These great moments, and all fighters in UK, these best guys. Now we come in with Daniel fight after we see what we do. And thank you very much. Invite.
Okay. Thank you, Serge. Let's bring in Troy Jones before we hear from Daniel Lapin. Troy, big opportunity for you on a big show against a very big man, 6'6", Daniel Lapin. Tell us how you're feeling about this one.
Thanks for having me, Queensberry, and Frank for having me back. Big man, little heart. So I'm just in there to do what I do, and that's come to fight. And I think that's going to be too much for him over there. But you'll all see on November 1st what I'm coming with. And like I said, I think it'll be too much for him mentally, physically, and I'm going to break him over the rounds.
I saw you actually put up on your Instagram, trust me, he ain't built like me. So you're suggesting your heart far exceeds his. Tell us a bit more.
he's a good boxer. Everyone sees what he's about. He's a good boxer, but no matter how hard he gets in there, I'm never looking over the ropes. I'm never wanting out. And he wanted out in that fight. Everyone's clear to see. He got the nod. Controversially got the nod, I think. But listen, no matter how hot it gets in that ring, I don't want out. And he wanted out in that ring, in that round. So when I'm on him from the round one, he's going to want out very, very soon. So that's what it's going to be like in that ring, trust me.
Well, let's hear from Daniel Lapin, who I understand has been getting translations as you've been speaking, Troy. Daniel, your reaction to some of what you heard, he said you're a big man with a little heart.
Ну да, я высокий в этом весе, один из самых высоких, в принципе. Но я не делаю свой рост каким-то там большим, как это сказать, преимуществом, да.
Yeah, I'm one of the most highest guy in light heavyweight, but my height is not like my of the main advantage.
С высокими довольно просто боксировать, если ты умеешь боксировать.
With guys with this height, yes, it's pretty easy to box if you can box.
What does he think about some of the comments being made there about his heart?
Ну, много кто говорит, что над Эдмонсом была спорная победа. В принципе, был тяжелый бой, был первый мой такой опыт, хороший соперник, грязный соперник, постоянно, в принципе, шел головой вперед, клинчевал, отдавливал ноги. Я не был знаком с таким боксом, вот сейчас познакомился и сейчас буду работать над ошибками.
Yes, a lot of people saying that it was a tough fight for me versus Lewis Edmondson. But it was like first time when I faced opponent who is boxing so dirty, yes, and going to me without any rules. But now I'm familiar with this type and this style of boxing, and I'm ready for the Troy Jones.
Как я боксирую с Троем Джонсом, я хочу рематч с Льюисом Эдмонсом, и я покажу совершенно другой бокс. Я покажу ему уже совершенно другой уровень.
After my fight versus Troy Jones, I want to get a rematch versus Lewis Edmondson, and I will show him another level of boxing.
Okay, one final thing for you, Daniel. When we had Usyk in town, he gave Daniel Dubois a warning. He said, "Don't push the horses." Do you have a message for Troy Jones?
Troy, don't push the horses.
Any response, Troy? You going to push the horses November 1st?
I'm going to hurt you.
Okay.
Okay, great stuff. Brilliant fight.
Подожди, в каком смысле?
In which sense you're gonna hurt me?
Sound.
Okay.
Okay. Brilliant fight in the light heavyweight division, one of three. Let's keep things moving. Can't wait for that one. And yeah, the next one, as George said, it's City versus United. It's blue versus red. It is the Sting against the King. Brad Rea, I'm going to start with you, defending your European title. And I understand that this is a fight that you asked for against Lyndon Arthur. Talk to us.
Well, yeah, when we signed with Queensberry, and look, there was a few fights put to us. We had options on the table. In my opinion, it was easier fights, but this was the fight that stood out to me. It was the fight that you know, when I seen it, it was made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up and made me get excited. And these are the type of fights I want to be involved in. One of the main things is I remember being a kid and going to watch Ant Crawler against John Murray. And look, the city was so excited, and I remember thinking, I want to be in a fight like this one day. And they don't come around very often. This is my chance to be in a fight like that, a fight that the city's really going to get excited about. And yeah, look, that's why I wanted to fight Lyndon. I know what the fight can do for me. I know it can propel me up the ladder. And yeah, look, I know it's not an easy task, but I'm more than ready and confident.
And the Co-op Live is it's right next to the Etihad as well. You can't be losing to a United fan up there, can you?
No way, not a chance.
All right, let's bring in Lyndon Arthur, wearing the United top with pride. I see you, Lyndon. Tell us what you're thinking about this fight.
I just can't wait to get Pat in red, because Pat's a blue as well. So I can't wear him red for the corner. Yeah, that's what we're going to. I'm excited for this fight. Look, me and Brad are familiar with each other. We sparred many rounds, and like you said, it's an exciting fight. One I'm confident in. He's got a European title. Pat won the European title, so I want to get that over on him as well. And, you know, have some fun in there as well.
How much of a threat do you see in Brad Rea?
He's going to be hungry. Like you just said, he's been wanting these fights for a long time, and he's grew up wanting to be in these fights. So I expect the best version of him.
I've heard you say, actually, Lyndon, in an interview that it's a bigger fight for him than it is for you. Talk to us about that.
It's just, I don't mean that in no disrespectful way, just in the sense that I've been in bigger fights. This isn't the biggest fight that I've been in. Like, I've been in bigger, so in that sense, no disrespect to him at all. Just this is a bigger fight for him than it is for me.
And you can't lose to a City fan, can you?
Absolutely not. Pat won't show up about that if it happens. So.
How much would a win mean to you, Brad?
Yeah, like, it means, look, where I've been the last few years is, look, being here now, it seems so far away from where it was 2 years ago, but a win can just propel me to even further, and that's why, look, I've got to win this fight. Otherwise, I'm back to square one. I'm back to where it was 2 years ago. I've got nothing to offer, you know what I mean? I've got the European title now. I've got something to offer. People want to fight me for a change, and that's why, look, I need to win the fight. I need to keep hold of that belt. And look, like, he has been in bigger. This is a bigger fight for me than him, but that's going to be the difference because I want this a lot more than him. I know I do, and if it comes down to it in the ring, I know that I want this more than him.
Would you say to that, Lyndon? If it comes right down to it, he wants it more.
Okay.
You've sparred plenty of rounds as well. Can you take anything from those plenty of rounds, Lyndon? Anything?
You can't take nothing from sparring. Things happen in sparring. People get dropped in sparring, knocked out in sparring, and then they come to fight and they're only better in the fight. So I don't really think it means anything. In regards to him wanting this more than me, I'm not too sure about that. But I guess we'll see on the fight night.
Listen, as you say, Lyndon, you've boxed at a higher level. You know, you've been in there with Bivol. There's the trilogy with Anthony Yarde. Is this a little bit about showing levels because you've been at a higher level?
I believe so. Yeah. I'm not taking nothing away from Brad. He's a solid fighter. I just believe I'm better. And again, like I said, we will see on the 1st of November.
Okay, Brad, are you going to tell him not to push the horses or anything like that, or we're done with that today?
Yeah, definitely. Look, he has boxed at a better level than me, and on paper, he is a level above me, but it's not showing, you know, the level he's at, it's showing the level I'm at. When I win, they'll go, wow, he is at that level. And, you know, that's a job I've got to do.
Any message for Lyndon?
No.
And I can't imagine Lyndon has one back either, but we look forward to this Manchester derby coming up on November the 1st. Let's move to the main event. Joshua Buatsi makes his long-awaited Queensberry debut. He is back, and former Olympic bronze medalist takes on Zach Parker here. And Zach, I'm going to start with you because you have been calling for fights like this. You've been calling for the Anthony Yardes, the Joshua Buatsis. You've got your wish. Tell us how you're feeling about this one.
Yeah, obviously been waiting for a big fight, and you don't get much bigger than this. I'm really excited about this fight, and I quite like being this side of the promotion, to be fair, being the underdog. And yeah, I like people doubt me. It just gives that extra. I give that extra bit in training, and gives that extra fuel. So yeah, I'm buzzing about the fight, and yeah, it should make out for a good fight as well. Both want to win. There's a lot on the line if you think about it, because whoever wins probably goes for a world title. So yeah, really excited.
It's the sort of fight you've wanted. Tell us why it's the sort of fight that you can win.
Yeah, obviously, I believe in my own skills. We'll be coming in with a good game plan. Obviously, Josh just come off a loss. You don't know how he's going to bounce back from that. So yeah, I just believe in myself. I'm confident in myself. So yeah, really excited about it.
Let's bring in Joshua Buatsi and Josh, Queensberry debut. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
Great to have you. Give us your kind of opening thoughts ahead of November the 1st.
Yeah, thank you, Dev. Appreciate everyone coming out. It's the first one after I lost to Smith. I'm looking forward to it. I think it was turning a new leaf, and it's who you're going to go with. We chose to come with George and the team, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, I've been asked, am I excited for the fight? And my answer has been, I'm not excited for the fight. Just because we're months away, closer to the fight I will be. I am excited to be fighting back in England and to box in front of you, so I'm looking forward to it.
Do you feel like you need to make a bit of a statement?
I feel like I need to win, Dev.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to win. So, I've never put that pressure that you guys put on to the fighters, primarily because I put more pressure on myself. So, pressure from the external, it doesn't matter to me because I put a lot of pressure on myself. So, the point to do here is to win.
And with Zach, he's got that kind of underdog mentality heading into this. Why is he the right fight for you at this point?
I didn't say he was. It was just put in front of me. So that's who I need to deal with. And in terms of the underdog mentality, it's a good mentality to have. I've carried that for many years, and I still carry that because some people think that's it. It's a wrap. He's not coming back. So for me, it's important to prove that actually I can bounce back from a loss. And I will show myself on November the 1st.
Well, Zach, did you? I assume you would have watched Josh's fight with Callum Smith. It was a brilliant fight, but were you looking for potential vulnerability? Should you ever fight him in the future? Did you see anything?
No, I don't really look into older fights because every fight's different. Everyone's got different styles, so yeah.
You watched the fight, is that?
It was a good fight. It was a good fight when I watched
it.
Yeah, it was a good fight, but yeah, obviously different styles make fights, and it's going to be a completely different fight to this one.
Anything you can pinpoint from that?
Like I say, I don't really look into past fights. Obviously, it's going to be a completely different fight. When you go into fights, you have plan A, B, C, D, and it always changes in there. Like Mike Tyson said, you don't know what you're going to get until you get hit. So yeah, it should make out for a good fight, like for the fans and that.
You two actually boxed as amateurs, right? Have you got any memories of this amateur fight that you had? Either of you?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
I remember two things: where it was, and I think it was in Liverpool for the Nationals.
Yeah.
So that's why I remember boxing.
I got cut in the last round, so the ref stopped on the cut. So.
Is that your memory of it, Josh? Just the 1-0 kind of your 1-0 up?
Yeah, it's someone that I boxed years ago, but again, we've both turned pro. It was a long time ago. The style I had back then and how I fought is different to now. So it's a new challenge, and look, I'm looking forward to it against someone that knows that a win will put him back or closer to where he wants to get to, and it's the same for me. So I'm looking forward to it. It will be a competitive fight.
Yeah, it's a must-win fight for both of us, so it should make out for a good fight for the fans.
Josh, you asked obviously if he'd watched your fight with Callum Smith. I wonder if you watched his fight with John Ryder, which was his last kind of step up to try to get to world level. Did you see that fight?
I didn't see that fight, no. I'm aware of it, but I didn't watch the fight. I don't know what I was doing. But what I do know is, look, this is someone that, again, even in the amateurs, we thought it was a while ago, but you said I'm one up. I don't see it as that, but it's someone that said he's hungry. So for me, once you're fighting someone that's hungry, it's a dangerous fight. So it's for me to go in there and show that, look, I'm more hungry than you are, and it's all about food. Who's going to eat? I'm the first we find out.
Zach, let me just ask you this. Do you think, in your heart of hearts, that there's anything that Josh might be underestimating about you?
To be fair, I don't think about what you think about, really. I'm just here to focus on what I can do. I know what I can do in the boxing ring. I feel like people have not even seen like 30% of me in the boxing ring. So yeah, I'm looking to go out and put my best out there 100%, and we'll see who comes out victorious.
So if we do get a 100% Zach Parker, if we've only seen 30%, what happens on November the 1st then to Joshua Buatsi?
I'm just going out there to win. Like I say, it's a must-win fight for both of us. I know you're trying to prod and poke, and you know what I mean. But I feel like both of us are not really smack talkers. So yeah, I'm just going to go out and do my job like I always do, and that's to become victorious.
Final word to you, Joshua Buatsi. Zach doesn't want to be prodded and poked.
It was the same for myself and Smith. We didn't say much, but when it was time to fight, we put it on the line. So I guess he's the same too. You don't want to talk. I'm not going to trash talk or start flipping tables. But what we do know is when there's a fight, I'll show up and I'll put it all on the line.
Absolutely. We look forward to that. Is the main event. Lights Out, November the 1st. Tickets are on sale right now. So the 1st of November, join us live on DAZN at the Co-op Live. It will be one to remember. Let's get some face-offs. Thank you. Well, that was interesting, Ruth. I mean, I wasn't expecting too much in terms of verbals from Buatsi and Parker. Bit of fun, though, with the Lapins. I like the whole don't push the horses stuff.
Yeah, that's it. The Lapins definitely bring a different flavour, don't they, to the press conference. I think this card, honestly, it's amazing, and it's only going to get better. I'm so intrigued by the light heavyweight division right now.
Yeah.
And I think the main event is going to be fireworks.
Yeah, look, these are two guys that very much let their fists do the talking. You're never going to get Joshua Buatsi or Zach Parker chucking tables, but they chuck big punches, and I'm expecting that. It'll be lights out for one of them, I think, on November the 1st. I think it's a must-win, actually, for both of them. I know Buatsi kind of hinted at, I don't put the pressure, I don't listen to your pressure that everyone else puts on. He puts pressure on himself, but if he were to lose to Zach Parker after losing to Callum Smith, that's 2 on the bounce. That's not really a place you want to be.
No, it's definitely not what you want as a fighter. Obviously, that last fight with Smith, as much as it was brutal, it was an amazing fight for the fans. Yeah. And like you said, no fighter wants a loss. But I do think that Buatsi walked away from that fight with a lot of respect and a lot of new fans. But like you said, this fight, neither man are going to want to lose it. This fight, a win for either man at this fight, is going to put him back in at that world stage. And who knows what could happen from there. There's so many great names on the table. Yeah, absolutely. And Joshua Buatsi joining Queensberry now. I mean, there is one fight that has been talked about for years and years and years. I know who you're going to say.
Oh, that is the beast from the East, Anthony Yard, who I'm sure will be watching on with curiosity as to what happens with this fight. Of course, he has his own big test against David Benavidez coming up in November, so he's got very important business at hand. But we still need to see that fight one day, Ruth.
We do. I mean, I'm desperate to see that fight. I'm so happy that Buatsi is with Queensberry now, because hopefully we are one step closer.
Contest
we are crossing our fingers.
These two, Brad the Stingray and Lyndon King Arthur.
I love this fight. I love the Manchester Derby element to it. I love that Lyndon's popped up in a United shirt. He's ready to go, and Brad Rea's ready to go.
That's it. It's hard to beat a domestic dust-up, but one thing that does beat it is 2 men from Manchester going at it. This is a really great one, and it's a great dynamic because, like we said, or like you said, Lyndon's been at that world level before. Brad is trying to break out onto that level, so for the fans, it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, he's only just won that European title in a thriller against Shakan Pitters. He's in a brilliant place right now in his career. A new Queensberry signing as well, and he won't be looking to release that belt anytime soon.
No, definitely not. That European belt is a great belt. He's not going to want to let go of it. And like Lyndon said, he's looking to get that belt so that, he can share that memory with Pat.
I love the reference to Croller and Murray as well, by the way, how Brad Rea went to that fight as a young child, was watching it on thinking, one day, maybe me. Well, one day is November 1st.
That's it. Those memories from when fighters are young kids, they see their idols up there in the ring. They stay with you.
Two fighters facing off, competing in a light heavyweight championship contest. Let's welcome Daniel Lapin and Troy Jones.
Well, this is very, very intriguing indeed. Troy Jones brought the smoke to the press conference, said Daniel Lapin was a big man with a little heart.
Yeah, that was, I must admit, that was a great one-liner from Troy. I'm really intrigued to see what happens with this one, because I think the styles might gel really well. That last fight from Lapin, it was a bit of a funny one, you know. There was a bit of controversy there, so I'm really interested to see what Troy can do with this fight.
It was a crazy fight, actually. Daniel Lapin at Wembley Stadium with Louis Edmondson. Lapin actually said at this press conference, after this fight, I want to rematch him. He doesn't feel we necessarily, I don't know, properly beat him. It was a majority decision as well, and maybe we didn't see the best of Daniel Lapin that night. Maybe we will November 1st, but Troy's coming to fight.
Troy is coming to fight, and I love that energy from him. He's got a lot of fans here today.
And it's good to see the Lapins in town, isn't it? I mean, Serge Lapin, the older brother, always brings a... He's got a kind of quirky energy about him.
That's it. He's got that quirky energy. He's also always got something fun to say. And this night is going to be explosive. What can I say? And they're only going to add to it, the Lapins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our next two fighters facing off will be competing in our main event Saturday, November 1st, live worldwide on DAZN, brought to you by Frank Ward for Queensberry. They will be competing in a light heavyweight championship contest. Let's welcome Zach Parker and Joshua Buatsi.
Here we go, the main event. Now this fight, honestly, I am so excited about this fight. I genuinely think this arguably is one of the best fights that can be made in British boxing. It's going to be an explosive show, and I think this is really going to be the cherry on top of the cake.
I think what you said was absolutely bang on about the Callum Smith fight. It was a fight where actually Joshua Buatsi gained a lot of fans despite the defeat. It's like his stock went up because we saw something new. We saw heart, we saw grind, and it was fantastic to see. And what can Zach Parker provide him? He's boxed at the highest level before against John Ryder, interim title on the line, and it didn't go his way that night, so he's got a point to prove.
He really has. This could be a coming out moment for Zach Parker. If he can perform on the night, if he can perform under those bright lights, we know that Joshua's already been there. You know, he's fought those big names, he's fought on the world stage. This is going to be a fantastic fight. I'm so excited about Joshua Buatsi coming over to Queensberry. It's a great move for him, it's a great fit, and like George Warren mentioned, the light heavyweight division is on fire, and Queensberry have really made a statement domestically with that division.
Yeah, listen, we saw that graphic that Queensberry put out. It was just, oh wow, they've got him, and they've got him, and they've got him. They've got a bit of a stranglehold on the light heavyweight division. George Warren, of course, referenced 8 of the 11 top Ring Magazine heavyweights. They're all Queensberry.
Will be competing on Saturday, November 1st. From Co-op Live in Manchester, England, live worldwide on DAZN.
It's a great snap, that is. It's a great card.
It's an unbelievable card, and it's only going to get better. I'm really excited about it. I'll tell you what, if you like your boxing, you need to earmark this one. You should be there 100%.
And the Co-op Live, by the way, I don't know if you've been there yet. Wonderful venue. It might be the best in the country. There's something really special about it. Brand new venue, all the new facilities and everything. Have you been yet?
I haven't been yet. I'm so excited. I really can't wait. The atmosphere is going to be unreal. It really is.
Well, we're going to speak to some of the fighters very, very shortly. But, I mean, we've seen Zach Parker. We've seen Joshua Buatsi. We've seen them perhaps holding back on verbals. Let's hear from George Warren. Let's bring in George Warren. Oh, are you George?
Oh, Dave.
All right. Hi, George.
You're right.
Great pitch at the start. You're ready for this. This is a brilliant light heavyweight show.
It's a great card. Yeah. Great card. Great cards are made by making competitive fights that resonate with fans. And, you know, 2 guys from Manchester fighting for the European title, City versus United, and that not even being the main event. And in a main event that really... It's going to be interesting what happens with the loser. Like it's a big question mark over. You know, if Josh was to lose twice in a row, he's taken a gamble taken on Zach, who's a very, very live underdog in this fight. He's been at that level. He's got great amateur pedigree. And when Zach's boxed well in fights, he's looked at points, especially when he was at 168 before moving up to 175, definitely like the best 168 at the time in the country. And he's got hopes and aspirations of becoming a world champion. So this is like, you know, go big or go home. and it's great to have ready to fight here our friends Sergei and Team Usyk with their latest protege, Alexander's pet project, so to speak, in Daniel. But he's got his hands full because Troy showed against Ezra. He went into that as the underdog, but he gave it everything possible, made it very competitive. He could have easily got the decision that night if a couple of rounds, maybe one or two, had gone his way instead of the other way. But look, stacked card, great competition. Queensberry's the home of heavyweight boxing. It's now it's home of domestic light heavyweight boxing.
Yeah, listen, we've seen the graphic. We were just talking about the graphic. Queensberry have got almost everyone in the light heavyweight group.
It's really incredible. Globally, it's an incredible weight division. I just wanted to ask, you touched on there, neither of these men are going to want to lose. But where does a win put either of those men, Parker and Buatsi, after a win? Where are they in that division? Where does that put them?
I think it's it's a really good point. A lot of people, I think, expected to see the Beterbiev-Bivol trilogy happen straight away. It looks like Dimitri suffered a bit of an injury. Beterbiev's keeping busy on the fantastic card that His Excellency's promoting in Riyadh season in November. And, the surprise night of that is going to be our other kind of domestic jewel in a light heavyweight crown is, Anthony Yarde going up against David Benavidez. And look, if he pulls that off, I know what Josh Buatsi is going to want, and I know what Zach Parker's going to want if he wins it. So it's interesting. Look, the winner goes on, likely world championship fight. Who it's going to be, it depends, right? We've got belts that have all been unified at the moment. We've got great fighters like Benavidez that are on the cusp of doing, what most people think are going to be really impressive things on the world stage. And these guys are all queuing up behind to get their shot.
And just while we've got you, George, the Lapins are in town. I'm sure you're not just going to be speaking about this. I'm sure you're going to be speaking about so much more. They're so close to Alexander Usyk, part of the team. Are there meetings scheduled, George, this evening?
Never tell you that.
But this heavyweight division right now, with Moses Itama over the weekend, everyone wants to know what's going to go on next. It's so exciting.
Great fights.
Yeah.
That's it. Listen, the rule is great fights. That's all that we're interested in here at Queensberry is if you keep promoting great fights, making great fights with proper matchmaking, fans are in for a treat. Viewers on DAZN are going to be able to enjoy great boxing, and that means that we do great events, we sell great tickets, we can continue to grow our business, and our fighters can prosper. And if fighters step up, and we're showing this with this event, with Troy, with Zach, with Josh, these guys have all, and Lyndon, to be fair as well, these guys have all been in fights where they've lost, but they've been in good fights, and they've stepped up and taken that opportunity, and they're getting another opportunity. So that's our message. Our message is to boxers is when that phone rings, take the opportunity with both hands, roll the dice, and if you do it and you come and perform, win or lose, you get another shot.
So, I don't know about you, Deb, but I'm so excited about this link up with Queensberry and Joshua. You touched on it there. We're in a time now where, as a fan, I feel like any fight is possible. And I've got to say, when I was younger, it wasn't like that. It really feels like any fight is possible now. Obviously, Queensberry are dominating the heavyweights. I couldn't believe that stat there. 8 out of the top 10.
It's not bad, is it?
It's crazy. And now, obviously, an amazing roster of fighters with the light heavyweights. I'm going to ask a cheeky question. I'm greedy. What other division are Queensberry looking at next? Because I want to know.
Look, we're really strong in a number. We've got amazing talent throughout the roster in loads of different divisions. I think for me, the light heavyweights was always interesting, just because it's so stacked, it's so deep in terms of domestic quality. There's always guys moving up from 168 as well. That naturally happens, and they're just. For so many years, I think back to my time when I was watching the sport as a youngster and growing up, it was, some of the big names, your Joe Calzaghes, your Chris Eubanks have all fought at kind of those type of divisions, and they're just exciting, and Brits have always loved those divisions. So yeah, look, you've got heavyweight boxing and you've got the rest of the divisions. They are always different, they're different sports, but for us right now, light heavyweight is really hot.
Listen, one final one, George, before I let you go. Obviously, Queensberry have a great show this weekend in Altrincham. Rafferty Chamberlain, British and Commonwealth titles. How excited are you for that one?
It's a great fight. It's a great fight. And again, it's like what we're talking about here, stepping up, taking those opportunities with both hands. Neither said no. both could have said, you know what, let resonate the fight. We're going to have 3,000 fans packed into an arena. We've got a great quality, young, up-and-coming undercard on there. I'm really looking forward to seeing Jack Turner, who for me is a really, really impressive young fighter, devastating knockout power. And look, the main event is just, for me, it's just going to gel and marinate, and it will blend into what should be a really, really special night of domestic boxing.
Absolutely, cannot wait. George, we're going to let you go. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having
us.
Thanks so much.
Okay, who's going to come over? I think we're going to be joined. I can see a couple of Lapins lurking. That huge frame of Daniel Lapin, 6'6", by the way. This guy's an absolute monster. And Serge Lapin, he ain't far behind. Don't worry about that. We're probably looking at 6'5" for him. But it's always fun when the Lapins are in town. They come here, they're lapping it up. Hello, Serge.
Hello.
Hello, Daniel. Hi. We have a mic for you as well.
We've got the whole Lapin team here now. How are you feeling after that press conference?
Як ви відчуваєте себе після цієї конференції?
Nice press conference. I like show in Queensberry promotion. I like these people. I like this man.
We all do. We're very excited to have you guys here. You always put a little bit of spice into the events. I just wanted to ask. It seemed like there was a little bit of needle there between you and Troy. Did you expect that?
Ви думали, що буде таке між Даніелем і Троєм, що якась напруженість була?
Да, думали, так. Yes.
Yes, we thought it's gonna be like that.
Це звичайна напруженість перед боєм.
Sorry, say that again.
This regulates for fighter before fight,
Okay. I want to know, what can we expect from you on fight night? We're really excited about this card. A lot of light heavyweight action. What can we expect to see from Daniel Lapin?
Що можемо очікувати від того наступного?
Увидите совершенно новую версию меня.
You're gonna see the full new version of me.
I'm excited. What about you?
That's ominous. Listen, I want to know what will happen if Troy Jones pushes the horses. What happens?
Що станеться, якщо Troy Jones will push the horses?
Ну, придется его остановить.
It's the only way to stop him.
This your brother here. He's a bit of a character, isn't he? How good do you think he will be?
Як ти думаєш, наскільки Даніель буде хороший у ринзі?
Now we go with training camp, hard work every day, 3 times in day, and we have all instrument about this fight.
How much do you look up to Alexander Usyk?
Наскільки Олександр Усик є прикладом для тебе?
На все 100%. Я беру полностью его как кумиры, как минимум.
All 100%. I see him as I'm a big fan of him.
How can you not be, Ruth?
I mean, yeah, we're all Alexander Usyk fans. There's no doubt about that. One thing I wanted to ask, Daniel, you mentioned after this fight you want to get a rematch against your last opponent. Why is that? Why do you feel like you want that rematch?
Чому ти відчуваєш, що тобі потрібен рематч з Едмонсом?
У него свои обязанности, у него свои титулы есть. Пусть сейчас защитит их. Я отбоксирую свой бой. И я готов, в принципе. Почему бы и нет?
He has his own responsibilities and titles that he needs to defend. I have my own story in the fight that's happening, and why not? I cannot see why this is not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be.
Okay, fair enough. I wanted to ask you, this show is amazing for light heavyweights. It's going to be so explosive, and the light heavyweight division globally is great. Who are you looking at? Who else on that top table? Who are you looking at that could possibly be a future opponent for Daniel?
Тих боксерів, які зараз є у лайк хевівейті, тут кого ти бачиш, що може бути наступною іконою великим боксером? Саме у лайк хевівейті.
And here?
Yes.
This boxing, all guys is very good boxer,
Of course, so anyone can get it.
Anyone
can get it.
Yeah,
That's what I like to hear.
Anyone.
Perfect. Guys.
Not me,
not you.
Not George.
Not me.
Boxer.
Of course.
For this table, all guys is good.
Great. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear.
Absolutely.
Guys, we're going to let you go. and we're going to keep chatting with Dev. It was so great to have you, and good luck.
Thank you very
Good
much.
to see you, Mr. Lapin. Good to see you, Mr. Lapin. Good to see you as well.
See you.
Always fun when the Lapins are in town.
You never know what you're going to get, but it's always going to be fun.
I'm still not entirely sure I got the answer as to what happens if Troy Jones pushes the horses. Were you able to kind of derive an answer from that?
I don't think we're going to get an answer verbally.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait until fight night.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wait until fight night. I think I'm gathering that Daniel feels like after his last fight he's got a lot to prove.
Yes.
I think that's what he's feeling. So he's going to ignore any of those questions for now by the looks of it, and we're going to have to wait and see what he does, if he can pull a good performance out of the bag. And you know, even when I mentioned there about the rematch, he's focused.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to listen to any of that. He just wants to get in there and perform, and I guess kind of get rid of those little voices at the back of his head.
Yeah. Great to see you, Ruth. Brilliant stuff today. And, well, the countdown is on, ladies and gentlemen. November the 1st, lights out. There are 6 light heavyweights, each with a point to prove. The Queensberry debut of Olympic bronze medalist Joshua Buatsi taking on a man itching to box at this level, Zach Parker. There's a Manchester derby. Blue versus Red, City versus United, Sting versus King, Brad Rea against Lyndon Arthur. And then the man who is warning everyone to not push the horses, Daniel Lapin, takes on former English champion Troy Jones. All coming up November 1st. Go and get your tickets.